Be strong.
Argonus takes the newly created mixture and drops it into the small pouch. No doubt a gift from the goddess Hera herself. A noble steed with white wings and ivory coat stands waiting. The winged horse is skittish and rebuffs the sailor's attempt to ride the creature. Argonus has yet to earn the steed's trust. Golden apple in hand, Argonus approaches the stallion with trepidation. But the sailor's worries prove unfounded when the horse gently shakes his snow-white mane and accepts the gift. Sensing a kinship, Argonus straddles the great winged horse, and for a few moments at least, leaves the burdens of the world far below him. With neither cow nor ox in sight, this cart would appear abandoned. This woman could not outrun the horror that pursued her and transformed her flesh to stone. Book 2. The Burden of Thanatos. This simple farmer looks to have put up a fight, albeit in vain. The words on this parchment are difficult to read, as if they were quickly written. 'Tis a note written on parchment. It reads, Elhood, the coals were unfit for the forge. Take care with the wood, you let it burn too high. Dirt first, then fire. See Sophos the shearer for kindling. Leonidas. There is nary room left for a single piece of wood. The handle and shaft of this simple shovel are made of walnut, its blade of pitted iron. This pile of dirt is intermingled with bits of dark, cold coal. Argonus sets shovel to dirt again and again until the planks are completely covered. With the exception of a large hole at the top, dirt covers the wooden pile, creating a simple kiln. Bards will tell countless tales of Idas, he of boundless strength and slayer of boar and centaur alike. Butes, kinsman and falconer, is no more. The land of Tegea has lost a favored son. Argonus takes a single cautious step forward before two eyes, set like burning coals, narrow and stop him cold. The daimon's grotesque head regards the sailor.
Nay, Argonus, son of Argus, thou cannot pass beyond this threshold. So says Hades, lord of the underworld. For just as many legions doth serve me and obey my will, so too Thanatos obeys the will of he who governs the dead.
Enveloped in smoke, laced in poison, a massive creature bars entrance to the stone path ahead. A dreadful gaze from the daimon is enough to bring Argonus to a standstill. Razor-sharp teeth part as it addresses the sailor.
I admire thy tenacity, Argonaut, but only my lord Hades can command Thanatos to stand aside.
It is obvious that this man was trying to shield the woman from harm. Unfortunately, he failed. This man was attempting to crawl away from that which would bring him doom. The owl cocks its head, as if listening. The great statue of Hades stirs, as if waking from a long, deep slumber. The god of the underworld looks about before his gaze settles upon the sailor.
Argonus, son of Argus, the shipbuilder. I have heard your name spoken within the halls of Zeus, albeit in whispers, and even then through mediary. It is said that fair Athena herself has laid upon your frail shoulders a great burden. And while she charges you to seek out your comrades, I find it curious that the goddess of wisdom would care so much about that which Hades governs.
The god looks away, as if seeking something that even he cannot find.
I know a great many things, Argonus. I know when each soul departs this mortal coil. I know when they enter my realm, and I know on which dark river they set sail. However, what I do not know,
Hades says, his eyes once again turning toward Argonus,
is why the names of two sisters are also uttered high upon Olympus. There is an object, an orb that can grant me such an answer. Who would be my steward? Who would bring it here, to my temple, to me?
Without hesitation, Argonus nods. Pledge made, the god of the underworld stretches forth his hand, and a helm materializes before Argonus.
Take this helm of darkness. Wear it, and eyes will be blinded to you. Succeed in this boon, and I will provide you with something greater. A way forward where there was none. So says Hades, brother of Zeus and Poseidon, ruler of the dead.
And with that proclamation, the statue shifts once more and becomes silent. The great statue of Hades, god of the underworld, lies still and dormant. The owl appears mildly interested in the wanderings of wayfaring sailors. This stone statue is that of quiet Phlius, cup-bearer of sweet wines, possessor of a lion's heart. Even with his keen eyesight, the Cyclops is nescient of the helm-wearing Argonaut. This juvenile was not immune to that which takes man and mystic creature alike. It does not take a chronicler nor a seer to recognize the women that warm themselves by the fire. They are the Grey-Eye, witches of well renown. A large fire such as this offers comfort to those who sit about it. With the aid of Hades' gift, the Grey-Eye are caught unawares as the smoke from the fire billows, carrying the potion within its grip. It takes naught but a few seconds for the witches to feel its effect, and one by one, they fall into a deep sleep. This orb, so coveted by the blind seeresses, is said to reveal both the past and future in equal measure. 'Tis the all-seeing eye of the Grey-Eye. Possessing such a thing shall surely lead one to ruin. The owl cocks its head, as if listening. Argonus holds out his hand, and the all-seeing eye of the Grey-Eye rises. The god of the underworld stretches forth his arm, and light, not unlike that of a moonbeam, engulfs the sailor of the Argo. Argonus turns, and for the first time since setting foot upon this bedeviled isle, bears witness to his bane. With naught but a simple gaze, a woman, her hair like a nest of snakes, turns one of his shipmates into stone. The other creature, distraught, moves between the two, pleading. Steno, this madness must end. How many more must perish to satiate your thirst for vengeance? Let us mourn our sister in peace. Let us return home. A flash of anger crosses Steno's face as she moves within mere inches of her cowering sister. Never, Euryale. There is no time to weep or wail, nor shall there be. Not as long as a single breath forms within my breast. The petty gods will pay. Wretched Athena will pay. From Hades' heart I will stab at them. For hate's sake, I shall drive my vengeance deep. Stheno moves toward the looming entrance within the mount, but not before she pauses. When shall my hate have its fill? When shall it be placated? The woman whispers, Never, Euryale. Never. And with that, Stheno is gone, and Euryale obediently follows her sister into the darkness, into her madness. The vision falters, and the light that fell from the hand of Hades follows before fading completely. The god of the underworld takes measure of Argonus, and with a final nod, the statue moves no more, and the helm vanishes from sight. This orb, so coveted by the blind seeresses, is said to reveal both the past and future in equal measure. Some force, whether virtuous or malevolent, pulls at the eye of the witches. Before Argonus can take another step, the Cyclops lumbers toward the sailor, blocking his way. A low growl flows from clenched teeth, its meaning clear. Do not approach the petrified juvenile. The snow-white owl is beautiful and strangely comforting as well. Cautiously, Argonus approaches the distraught Grey-Eye, their one eye held out before him, an olive branch extended. Before he can utter a single word, the orb is lifted from his palm, and moments later, gently comes to rest in old, gnarled hands. The sailor braces for retribution, but none appears. The seeresses merely sit in silence. Finally, the first speaks, her voice low and raspy.
This we have not foreseen.
The second follows.
Stolen yet returned.
The third continues.
A quandary set before us. A wayward sailor? Athena's puppet? No, he is more than that.
The witches become quiet once again, staring into a fire that they cannot see, pondering the fate of an uncommon thief.
We know not where this ends.
The first breaks the silence.
We cannot stop it.
Says the second.
Mayhap this one can.
Finishes the third. With that, the first Grey-Eye lifts her hand and slowly draws something in the air. The world around Argonus wavers, and he becomes a captive audience to words once spoken between goddess and mortal man.
Come, my lovely Medusa. Lay with me again.
Oh, please, great Poseidon, I cannot. I am sworn in service to Athena. Oh, no. No!
Poseidon! You dare defile what is mine? And here, in my sacred temple?
Mind thy tongue, Athena. Yes, the Lord of the Seas dares. But what of it? Nothing you can do can bring me to harm.
Perhaps that is true. But the same cannot be said of this woman.
My goddess, please. Forgive me.
Athena, no!
As the words fade from his ears, Argonus searches for the witches in vain, wondering how a simple sailor can bear witness to such past events. In preparation for a meal, 3 eels have been nailed to this rack. 'Tis fitting that an iron cauldron is found here, standing at the ready. One can only speculate the strange purpose of such an apparatus. Finely embroidered pillows rest upon an equally elegant rug. A glass calcinator such as this is essential when one practices alchemy. Enveloped in smoke, laced in poison, a massive creature bars entrance to the stone path ahead. As Argonus slowly approaches the poisonous cloud, the daimon cocks his head, as if listening to a voice only one such as he can. Seconds pass before the beast turns his attention to the sailor trembling before him.
Never has there been a time when Thanatos was commanded to forsake those souls he was sent to gather. And yet, this is the will of Hades, the one to whom I am subject.
Once again, the daimon looks away before finally letting his dark gaze settle upon Argonus.
I fear this was brought to be by thine own hands, Argonaut. For without thy influence, the Lord of the Underworld would not call me hands. If I am to go forth, one must take my place. For if I cannot harvest the souls of those who remain between life and death, then the son of Argus must suffice.
Thanatos lifts a claw into the air, and without further explanation, utters a single word.
Menas ignis.
Argonus screams as his hand is momentarily enveloped in flame. Just as quickly as it arrived, became passive. As the sailor looks upon his new hand in both horror and the daimon begins to dissipate, leaving only the smell of ash in its wake. Moments later, that too fades from this world. Under the watchful eye of the Cyclops, Argonus frees the soul of his friend, hoping the beast understands the sailor's intent. "'Tis a monstrous Cyclops. Many a tale has been told about these one-eyed creatures. This juvenile was not immune to that which takes man and mystic creature alike. Argonus approaches the petrified creature slowly, glancing back and forth between it and the adult Cyclops. When Argonus reaches the stone creature, he realizes that the adult not only witnessed him freeing the soul of the Argonaut, but must have grasped what could be done for his child. Raising his hand slowly, Argonus allows the power of the diamond to flow through him and into the young Cyclops. The adult begins to wail as the stone breaks, falling to the earth just as the soul of the beast rises and dissipates. His mission of mercy complete, Argonus turns toward the huge beast, his head low. The creature looks at him for a moment, before turning and slowly disappearing from sight. No doubt a gift from the goddess Hera herself. The great white horse recognizes Argonus, and within moments, carries the sailor of the Argo over the gorge and into the gray skies above. Argonus shows compassion for the poor creature, setting its soul free from the bewitchment that fell upon it. The poorly constructed shelf is laden with bottles, vases, and foodstuff. It appears that little time was spent in crafting this small table and accompanying chairs. Poorly made wooden chairs frame an equally paltry table. This simple bronze key lacks any sort of embellishment. Wooden planks and animal skins do not a comfortable bed make. With a quick stroke, Argonus removes a small clump of the beast's fleece. Argonus shows compassion for the poor creature, setting its soul free from the bewitchment that fell upon it. This net has been set out so as to dry in the warm ocean wind. "'Tis the faithful Argo, her weathered hull rent, her stalwart crew scattered, dead or lost to the endless sea. A faint melody can be heard as the sea wind blows past her figurehead. Argonus shows compassion for the poor creature, setting its soul free from the bewitchment that fell upon it. The chalky fleece of this ewe is wanting for a shearer's work. Argonus shows compassion for the poor creature, setting its soul free from the bewitchment that fell upon it. As the Hydra crumbles to the sod, the soul of the beast does not appear, nor does it succumb to Hades' call and depart to the underworld. Amidst the rubble, a large stone remains, unscathed by the power of the diamond's touch. By its nature, stone is hard. This one, however, is uncommonly so. Warm to the touch, it reverberates with a continuous pulse. No doubt struck by the hand of an Argonaut, the head of the Hydra lies lifeless, its flesh still warm to the touch. An intricate carving of a fish betrays which god inhabits the temple beyond. This carving is assuredly the work of a master craftsman. The great white horse recognizes Argonus, and within moments, carries the sailor of the Argo over the gorge and into the gray skies above. It takes only a single strike of steel on flint to produce a fine flame. Smoke pours from the kiln. Given time, the makeshift structure will yield a modest amount of charcoal. The air about Argonus suddenly grows heavy, and without warning, a rift opens, and the favored daughter of Zeus steps through. Athena smiles at the sailor. Well done and done, Argonus. You have proved yourself much more than a historian, much more than a simple sailor. And now, I sense in you a new thing, the goddess says, tilting her head. Do not withhold this gift from those who sailed blue seas and gray swells. Nor should you give up on your brethren, for while many have fallen, some still live. Again, I say to you, seek them out and save them. For the ones that have brought them low, you have now seen with your own eyes. Stheno and Euryale, creatures of madness and spite. Athena's eyes narrow as she speaks with great authority. Gird yourself for what is ahead, son of Argus. Do not grow weary, for fair Athena is with you, and a boat awaits. The goddess slowly nods her head, and without another word, is taken up into the sky.